What up, boys, and welcome back to yet another video. So in today's video, we have another episode of the Loot from 100 Run series. Basically, I farm a dungeon 100 times or an open world farm for 10 hours. I save everything out of interest and I show you guys what I received and we calculate the gold per hour. We also take a look at how you farm the same thing and what we're potentially after. So in today's video, we got an absolute old school banger, Shadowfang Keep. And before we take a look at the run and the loot, I just want to remind you guys that I'm still having the Black Week sale. So that means if you're playing Cataclysm Classic, if you're playing Classic Fresh, or you're currently playing Retail, you can get any of the gold guides for only $9.99 each. And you do so by clicking the link down below in the description and using the discount code SALE. So big thank you to every single one of you guys who has picked the guide up now during the Black Week. Really does mean a lot to me, and hopefully it's going to help you make a lot of gold. So that's linked down below once again. Now, Shadowfang Keep has a lot of interesting items of interest that's like specific to Shadowfang Keep and can only drop in Shadowfang Keep, where we have the best item usually being the Duskbringer. I saw one of these a couple of weeks ago. They're really, really good. Unique appearance. They sell really well. It's still a million gold transmog item, so it takes a while to sell it. And then you have Shadowfang, like the actual sword Shadowfang. Also a very good item. You have some items like the Gloom Shroud, which is very hard to get. It used to be like a super item, but it has shared appearances. It's not actually a good item. It's just extremely rare. So if you get that, it's not really hooray, but it's very hard to get. You also have a Necrology. And the Necrology Rope is a unique item. It's like 500,000 gold. Really decent item, that one as well. You also have the Assassin's Blade. If we can find that. Not Assassination Blade, that's a different one. There you go, Assassin's Blade as well. Also a pretty decent item. And then you have a bunch of like the you have Night Reaver, you have Black Malice. There's a bunch of other like mid-tier items as well in Shadowfang Keep. Now, when you're about to farm Shadowfang Keep, it's very important, and a lot of people do this mistake, but you don't want to run it in Heroic. If you do it in Heroic, you're going to do the Cataclysm version of Shadowfang Keep, which has a different loot table. Once you kill a boss, you're locked to the dungeon, etc. So instead, you want to actually keep on running it on normal mode, because then you can do it 10 times. Doing this on Alliance is slightly more frustrating than doing it on the Horde side, simply because of the role playing that you meet after killing this boss. I usually just rush the first boss, because then you got to wait for role play, and then I just go back and I loot up all the mobs that I've killed. Because once you're here and you're at this gate, you're gonna have to wait for this dialogue, role playing dialogue, to finish, and then he's gonna run and open up the door for you. But that dialogue is shorter when you're playing Horde than if you're playing Alliance. There's also a couple of ways to glitch yourself, like through this door. I know Demon Hunters has a way of glitching yourself through this door, so you don't actually have to play or wait for the role play to happen. But it is what it is. Now, Shadowfang Keep has a lot of chests in the dungeons, and chests are good. I've had the majority of my blue items from chests. So I'm running this on a speed set druid that has Kultiran Inscription, which you only need level 1 of, and then you can use these Scroll of Unlocking to open up locked chests. So it doesn't have to be Inscription. There's several professions that allows you to open up chests that are locked, but Inscription is like a very easy one to pick. But like this chest, there's also a lot of them that you don't need to unlock. But just keep that in mind that like half the chests are going to be locked. So you should run it on a tune that has a profession that allows you to open up chests. Because in the long run, it definitely matters. Now, that being said, most of you guys already have speed set druids. So it's not going to be a biggie. But now I got lucky, 2 out of 2 chests so far has been unlocked. So I don't have to spend time on the chest. And this time I'm actually looting the mobs as well. So just so you guys kind of get an idea on how I'm doing it. I don't pull the entire dungeon. I always just kill and loot as I'm going. A couple of reasons for that, but when you're killing mobs, I get different procs that will, like enchants that will proc with speed. The food buff Bear Tatar, which I just accidentally clicked off right now. This one, not Bear Tatar, but the fried bonefish, also gives you speed after a kill. So It's just way more convenient to constantly run and constantly kill the mobs and loot the mobs right after killing him. I also use an add-on called Faster Loot that skips the loot window. So a lot of the times it doesn't seem like I'm looting anything, but the loot does land in my bags. It's just that the add-on skips the loot window, so it's faster to loot. So you don't have to watch the window of all the loot pop up. Very handy add-on. Now, you can't really go wrong in this dungeon. Like, there's no alternative routes. There's a difference in how far people go into the dungeon, though. I always pull these gargoyles as well. ATT has them listed as a source of Duskbringer and Necrology specifically, because it was believed that back in the days you could only get Duskbringer and Necrology from those gargoyles and bosses, but that's later on proven to not be true. But this is where I'm gonna finish my run after killing this pack and always checking this chest. It's either gonna be under the stairs or up on this the plateau that I just jumped down from. But after looting this one, I can't be arsed to continue further into Shadowfang Keep because there's very minimal amount of mobs and it just takes too long. So I walk up and then I just jump out from the dungeon like this. It's gonna teleport you outside and you can then just simply reset the dungeon and go back inside again, and that's it. But there's not much more to it. So now we're going to take a look at the loot and what I actually received running 100 runs of Shadowfang Keep. Now, keep in mind that this bag right here is filled with gray items and white items, just because I wanted to show you guys the sell rate on a lot of these. Like, a lot of these items, since they can now be transmugged, have a pretty decent sell rate. Now, you obviously get way more than this of all of these items. Like, they drop heaps, like, constantly. So I always make sure to have these up on the auction house, as you can see. But yeah, I could have probably had the 20 of each of these, but they're worth keeping and putting up on the auction house. At least check the price on your realm. Now, in terms of blue items, I got double Mind Trust Bracers, which is an item that is specific to Shadowfang Keep. Sadly, though, it has shared appearances. Same with the Black Malice. This one right here, really high market value, only 1,000 gold in my realm. Mage Fist Gloves is a world drop. Same with the Dark Weave Breeches and the Stormbringer Belt. These two Sky Colors, exactly the same. They're not really good. I wanted to save these because look at the sell rate on the Buccaneer's Vest. Very popular transmog item. Insane sell rate. They're only 1,400 gold in my realm, but that's because I play on Argent Dawn, which is a full pop realm and completely destroyed by gold farmers, because the sell rate is about 7,000 gold. It's actually a very good item. I also kept these just because it has a decent sell rate, good market value, just so you guys keep in mind to look out for these. They're usually worth both crafting and also selling. I got double Face Smasher. Again, great market value. It's a unique item. They're just not the hardest item to get. So therefore, that results in only 2,000 gold value on my realm. I did, however, get the Assassin's Blade, which, oddly enough, has shared appearances, but I've never, ever had any issues selling the Assassin's Blade for way more than any of the shared appearances. Now, luckily, what saved me and saved my total gold per hour on these runs was the fact that I did actually get one Shadowfang. Couldn't get Necrology, couldn't get the Duskbringer, but I did get a Shadowfang, so that's like a good second. And I'm pretty happy with that, because if I use this add-on right here, the bag appraiser, which will calculate the value of everything in my bags, you can see that I have 976,000 gold of market value in my bags. However, I play in a full pop realm with super low prices, so if I take this on a minimum buyout, you'll see the actual prices on my realm. So instead of giving me 38,000 gold value in these bracers, they're going to give me 2.4k. Instead of giving me 49,000 gold value in these, it's going to be 2,000 gold. And then it goes down to 575,000 gold, which is not bad because it only takes like half an hour to do 10 runs of Shadowfang Keep, which means instead of dividing this by 10 and getting 57.5k gold per hour, you can double that, like effective farm time. But yes, you can still only do 10 runs per realm, right? So all in all, I'm pretty happy just because I got the Shadowfang. But if it wasn't for the Shadowfang, there's no way I would have been happy with the results. So definitely saved and shaved by the Shadowfang. Now, if you guys got any suggestions on what my next dungeon should be, leave them down below in the comment section. And don't forget to check out the Black Week sale. All gold guides, only $9.99 each. Use the discount code SALE with the link down below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for more videos like this, and I will see you all back in at tomorrow's video. But until then, bye-bye.